Today I want to talk about Nebraska's schedule and what Nebraska Athletic Director Bill Moos had to say about it. Spoilers, he was not happy. And all that's coming up after the bumper.
Don't be cornering me. Hold up. Time. You gotta help me with that corner
What's up, kinfolk? It's RJ Young. I am not on a step mill. Consider hitting the like and subscribe button because I upload a video every single day. It's always college football related, sports related. We have a good time. Today, I want to talk about Nebraska and its new schedule, this 8-game schedule, 8+1, in which they are going to get the Arkansas. That is what I am dubbing the conference-only schedule that looks at one team and says, we are going to light you on fire with every class opponent we possibly can fit into your schedule. Arkansas will know how this feels to look at your schedule and say, wait a second, is this the toughest college football schedule in the history of college football? Yeah, it is. And nobody's got sympathy for you. As a matter of fact, Arkansas might actually argue to be a top 25 team based on winning none of these games because of the kind of opponents that they had to face in the SEC. Nebraska might actually try to use that same sort of logic. This, even as Bill Moos says he does not want to be a champion complainer, but after reading the quotes that he gave to the Omaha World Herald, it's really difficult to see how he's not complaining about, well, the Big Ten treating Nebraska like Nebraska. Not Nebraska of the Big 8, not Nebraska of the Big 12, but Nebraska of the Big Ten, which is to say you are come lately and you have contributed nothing, nada, zip. You are also the program that hired Mike Riley to try to right the ship and fired Bo Pelini, who was doing a pretty damn good job. Now, Bill Moos saw the schedule on Friday night. Those of us, plebes, saw the schedule on Saturday morning, for which he had this to say to the Omaha World Herald. For obvious reasons, I was hoping we could disassemble the schedule because of the unique circumstances and rebuild it to be fair for each school in the conference. I was outspoken on that to the point where they heard it from me every day. The rationale was there. I didn't think we needed to follow it. Nebraska is playing 5 AP preseason top 25 teams. Ohio State's playing 2. He went on. I'm sure my friend and Ohio State Athletic Director Gene Smith is smiling today. His friend Bill Moos is not. Always love the third person from the athletic director. I've got a good football team with a great football coach that deserves a break here or there to start getting back on track to being a contender in the Big Ten West. Last time I checked, you're Nebraska. Who wants to give you a break about anything? People call the 95 Nebraska Cornhuskers the greatest college football team of all time, and I'm inclined to believe they got an argument. I'm going to go with the LSU squad of 2019. Some folks will go with the 45 squad that is Army, but we all know what Nebraska is, especially when Tom Osborne was head coach. And now with Scott Frost, the dude I think that is going to do a great job at Nebraska and a guy that I really enjoyed, and now I can't unsee him as big Landry Gentry or small Brock Lesnar, also had a really tough week this week. He lost his father to a battle with cancer, and then all of this decided that it was going to happen this week. First with the Big Ten announcing that they're going to return to football with some really stringent medical protocols. And now with this release of the conference-only schedule that begins October 24th. And he is right. If you looked at the preseason top 25, you see they get not just an Ohio State team, they get one of the best teams in college football on the road. And they have so many things that they're going to have to try to figure out, from the hotel to the charter flight, to being positive about what they're going to do against Ohio State and being negative when it comes to the coronavirus testing. He was very, very pissed about how this went down because he said, look, the scheduling committee that we used to put together the schedule the first time was not the one that put together this schedule the second time or the third time, depending on how you want to look at it. Big Ten staff did this, and he made sure to get a shot in at Kevin Warren at the end saying, look, but at the end of the day, it has to be blessed by the commissioner. And he said, again, I don't want to come across as the champion complainer, though that's exactly what you're doing, Bill. I'm going to protect my school and what is fair. I was outspoken on some items, 3 of which that he really wanted to see. He did think that Nebraska needed to receive a little bit more Rutgers and a little less Ohio State, but to which I'm going, Nebraska, y'all tried to actually strong arm this season back into play. First with Ronnie Green reaching out to Kevin Warren in email saying, look, we didn't like how the conversation went about what might happen to the season. We would like to be able to make our own plans if at all possible. Kevin Warren said, I hear you. And then we got the dude actually running University of Nebraska reach out to Kevin Warren saying, look, I know you have a lot going on in your neck of the woods, but I would really love to help you with this if I can, to which Kevin Warren said, we're good. And then we got news from Mitch Sherman in The Athletic that these emails had been sent with an open records request. He was able to give those to us. And every step of the way, we've seen Nebraska try to subvert the Big Ten's messaging. To that end, though, the Big Ten has not really had a message that was worth repeating. So much so that while the SEC would announce its schedule, it would also go on national television on the SEC network to talk with the dude that talks SEC football, Paul Feinbaum, about what they're going to do, which is drag their feet. They did not want to be first on any of this, and they wanted to be the last to kick off, and the Big Ten took all the whiplash on all of this because they were the first to cancel their seasons, and now they are having to reverse it, and others are trying to follow suit. But also you had the Big Ten leave it to their coaches to own this knowledge, and those coaches who have no voting power and who are at their wits' end about what to do went and talked to the media friends, and the media friends put out the messaging, whether it be Dan Patrick or whether it be whomever it is that you trusted to come to you with some Big Ten news, from news of how many people voted to who voted which way, to presidents and chancellors not actually wanting to take ownership for their actions, and then throwing their bulletproof vest called Kevin Warren in front of everybody saying he's the guy that makes these decisions. Is he? Because last time I checked, y'all are the ones that vote on this. And for what it is worth, Nebraska wanted to play football from jump, saying, look, we should look at this regionally. I think we can handle it. We're seeing that a lot of college football programs can't handle it, actually. We had Baylor and Houston called off. We've had North Carolina and Charlotte called off, and that's just the last 24 hours, to say nothing of the 16 postponements that we have seen, with, before this weekend getting started, a total of 29 games having been played. And now we're going to add the 14 teams from the Big Ten to the 76 that are playing football, and we are entertaining and watching Appalachian State and Marshall in the CBS 230 window, which is a window that is usually reserved for the likes of Alabama versus, I don't know, USC, like we thought that game was going to happen 6 months ago. Or perhaps we even might look at, I don't know, Oklahoma versus Tennessee. That one would have been good, probably would have been a great 230 window. That said, I think Nebraska gets to play football and they should just count their lucky stars, or they should turn this into a glorified spring game season, because y'all ain't going to get out of here without losing a limb, dog. Like, people are coming for Adrian Martinez's kidneys. And I don't believe that this is a great look for Bill Moos. Cool, he's going to do well with Nebraska. Great. I get that. But with the rest of us, we're going to be like, did you really just come out here start crying because they didn't give you a favorable schedule? Nah, man. Either pull up your big boy britches and go to work, or take what they give you. Be quiet. All right, that's it for me. Dose.